The people in your life. What has Santa time, the end of the year, New Year's Eve, the whole social experience at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, have people revealed themselves to be beautiful, gorgeous, amazing people that you want to keep in your life for the rest of the year? Or have some people revealed that they are not very nice people and they shouldn't be in your life ever, let alone for the new year? And it's a really great opportunity, and I love it because, first of all, alcohol brings out who people really are. So if you've been to social events where people have drunk, if you're a happy person, when you get drunk, you're just a happy drunk. If you're a negative, nasty, horrible person and you get drunk, you become a really nasty, horrible person. You become a nasty drunk. So that's a really interesting thing to take note of. Who has revealed themselves by their alcoholic consumption? I really like that one. Then there's gift giving, there's social events, there's people gossiping and criticising, and when you get together with a family or a group of business associates, or the office Christmas party always reveals who people really are. And that's part of the year that I get really excited about, because it means that now I know who people are. And rather than get angry about people letting you down or disappointing you, there's a great quote that says, discipline your disappointment. So rather than being upset about people being horrible to you or criticising you or giving you a horrible Christmas gift or just being an arse, how about appreciate that now they have revealed who they are, and you don't have to have them in your life. Isn't that awesome? The other thing to take note of is, if you are a goal setter, if you've got some big plans for the new year, the people in your life who are your true friends, the family that love you, will be excited for you, they'll support you, they'll be respecting of your goals, and they'll want to help you achieve them. But there's a really interesting quote that goes with that. Most people only want you to be as successful as they are. There's two parts to that. Who's in your life and what are they doing? And if people don't want you to be more successful than them, what does it say about them? So if you have a goal to have your own business or a new career, or to be healthy, fit and strong, or be financially free, the things that I chat about every single day, some people in your life will want that to happen, and other people will not want that to happen for you, because it'll prove that it's not possible. It's not that they don't like you, of course, but is it possible that if they have said, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to have a career or business I love, I'm going to be financially free, and they are lazy, undisciplined people who don't do what's required to do those things, they don't want you to do it because it'll prove that they are lazy and undisciplined. So it's a really interesting thing to take note of. The next thing is, your circle of influence obviously affects who you are. So if you've got lazy, undisciplined, nasty, gossiping, criticising people in your life, if you've got people in your life who are unfit and unhealthy and they eat crappy food, smoke, drink too much, take drugs, and don't want to be healthy, is it possible that they will have an influence on your life? And the behavioural scientists will all say yes. If you don't look after yourself mentally and physically, and that includes the external influences in your life, they will have an effect on your life. If you hang out with people that have a lousy, stinking, rotten job and they whinge, moan and complain about their job every day, it's possible that that could affect your headspace, yeah? If you hang out with people that are broke, struggling for money, waste money, don't look after their money, they have an influence on your life. They have an effect on your headspace. So could it be a good time, at the start of the year, to analyse who's in your life? Should they be there? If it's your family, and that's always a really interesting question, Rowie, they're my family. Family's so important. Here's a better question. If they weren't your family, would you allow them to treat you that way? Would you accept people being disrespectful to you, to being rude to you, to getting drunk and ruining your house? That's a story I've had this week. People who have stolen money from you, I've heard that. And it's interesting that around Christmas time and New Year's, it seems that the best and the worst of people come out. And isn't that awesome? Because now you know who's awesome in your life, and now you know who perhaps needs to get the hell out of your life. So if people have treated you badly, if they weren't your family or your friends, would you have them in your life? And I hope the answer is no. So if they are your family and friends, if you accept that behaviour because they are your family and friends, is it possible that we get what we accept, and then they expect to be able to treat us like that because they have and we've accepted it? So we end up getting what we expect and what we accept, and then we have shitty people in our life, and I think that that's a horrible way to live. But here's a really very special thing to consider. If you love who you are, if you respect yourself, if you like who you are, you're best friends with yourself, you are self-respecting, self-disciplined, self-motivated, self-inspired, self-educated, all those great words, is it possible that you don't need people in your life? It's nice to have great people, And it's very hard to find those people, isn't it? People who are positive all the time, optimistic, solution finders. They want the best for you. They hold you accountable to your goals, and they are healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that they love, are financially free, and would never accept poor behaviour. Those people are quite hard to find. So if you can't find any, isn't it awesome that you don't need to have people in your life? Because if you like who you are and you respect yourself, you're happy to be on your own. Now, I've got a very interesting side note to that, because I'm out here with my puppy dogs. I've got 5 beautiful dogs. They add such massive value to my life because I don't have to mistrust them. I'm an old lady and I've been treated badly by literally thousands of people. And there's a whole heap of reasons why that's happened. And a lot of that is because I accepted poor behaviour and that people kept doing that to me, which is why as an old lady I don't do that anymore. But puppy dogs aren't like that. Puppy dogs just are who they are. They love to cuddle, they love to exercise, they love their food. They are just beautiful, gorgeous people. They just happen to have 4 legs and hair. And that's why I have them in my life. And that means I don't need people, which is a very special place to be. Because if you're a needy person, I need to have friends, I need to have my family around me, I need to have people in my life, is it possible that you become a drain on the people in your life? Because if people think that you need them, needy people will love that, by the way. I think that's awesome. Rowie needs me, so I have to be in her life, and it makes them feel good. But if you're the kind of person that needs people, and you need people to call you, and you need people to text you, and you need people to come visit you, is it possible that puts a lot of pressure on those people? It's like a personal relationship. If your partner can't leave you alone because you can't be by yourself, is it possible it's a very strained relationship, unless that person has low self-esteem themselves? There's a whole heap of things to unpack there, of course. But ultimately, here's my question. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What's your style? What do you love to listen to? What do you like to eat? How do you want to live your life? All those really cool questions. And whatever it is that you want to do with your life, shouldn't the people in your life be supportive of that? They want you to be healthy, fit, strong, have a career or business that you love, be financially free, only have respectful, kind people in your life, appreciate the crappy ones that come in, but don't have them in your inner circle. Surely the other people in your life should be the same. And if they're not, if they only want you to be successful as them and they're not very successful, if they only want you to have the kind of job that they've got because they don't want you to prove that it's possible to get out of a lousy, stinking, rotten job. And here's a great question about wealth creation. Whatever your goals are right now, where do you want to live? What kind of car do you want to drive? Where do you want to go on holidays? How much money do you want to have? What kind of career or business do you want to have? If you were to achieve all of those goals right now today, so you clicked your fingers and you had a beautiful home, the car that you wanted to drive, you had a helicopter or a private jet or a super yacht, you had a holiday plan that takes you all around the world, 5-star, however it is that you want to live your life. And obviously we all have different goals and dreams. But if you were to achieve all of those right now today, the current group of people in your life, would they be really happy for you, or would they be jealous? Would they be excited that you've got all the things that you have dreamed of, that you've achieved all of your goals because of your hard work, your discipline, your self-respect and your self-motivation and self-education? Or would they be jealous and they would try to find, well, she's just, how did she get rich? And maybe they stole something, and rich people are all nasty. And it's really interesting how poor people, undisciplined, lazy people, how they talk about wealthy people. Now, are there lousy, horrible, wealthy people in the world? Of course. But it's a bit like alcohol. Alcohol, if you're a nasty, horrible person, drinking more makes you more of that. If you're a lovely person, drinking makes you more we become a happy drunk. I'll say that again. Rich is the same. If you're a horrible person and you become wealthy, now you're a wealthy, horrible person. If you're a beautiful, kind, generous person and you become wealthy, now you're a beautiful, kind, generous, wealthy person. So wealth doesn't change who we are. And that's been a really interesting observation of mine because I've been through that process. I've been broke on the bones of my ass. I've also been on the BRW, which is the Young Rich list in Australia, so on the list of people richest in Australia under the age of 40. And it's been very interesting to observe poor people and rich people, how they act, how they respond, how they live. Is it possible that people who have, and I'll go through those 4 things again, is it possible that healthy, fit, strong people have a career or business that they love, that are financially free and only accept beautiful people into their life, is it possible that they live differently, think differently, act differently, do different things than people who are fat, sick, weak and diseased, who have a lousy, stinking, rotten job, who are broke and only have lousy people in their life? It's a completely different headspace. It's a different way of living. Isn't that interesting? Now, here's what's really cool and I think is really exciting. However you're living at the moment, you can change. You get to decide how healthy, fit and strong you are. Isn't it awesome? That's a choice. You get to decide what kind of career you have, what kind of business you have. If you're in a lousy, stinking, rotten job, you can quit that job, start a new business, get into a new career and have a life that you love waking up for every day. If you are broke at the moment, you can choose to invest wisely, to spend less than you earn, to get educated and create wealth. That's a choice. And the people that you have in your life, just because they're your family or your friends or your business colleagues, doesn't mean you have to have them in your inner circle. That is a choice. And that's why I get so excited. And that's what I'm here for every single day. I would love for everybody to live their life to the max. It's not just a quote. It's be as healthy, fit and strong as you can possibly be. Love every day because you've got a career or business that you love. Be financially free so that money's not controlling your life. And don't have lousy, stinking, crappy people in your life. And that's a choice. So when will you decide, if you haven't already? If you are living like that, congratulations, because you are literally a unicorn, a very rare creature. If you're not living your life like that and you want to, isn't it awesome that it's a choice, that you can live your life to the max? Woohoo! Check out my puppy dogs. They're just so beautiful. Aren't you, Bentley? Are you a beautiful boy? Where's the other kids, darling? Are they sleeping? Bentley, Woo! Love my doggies.